Thank you very much, Antoine. I mean, we have something to celebrate, or we celebrated last month something special. I know that with your French arrogance, you don't know that, but we celebrated the 60-year anniversary between France and Germany. Have you recognized that?
6 years anniversary of what?
Of the friendship contract between France and Germany. In 1963, January 22nd, both countries signed that. Well, remember, it was about after the war, blah, 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 all these things. And the purpose of that, and then I will come to the point what this has to do with the water industry. The purpose of that is that the prime ministers and really the executives, the high levels, are coming together multiple times over the year to exchange ideas, looking forward to drive the countries forward and things like that. Similar thing we have, for instance, for cities. We have partner cities. If you go to a city somewhere in Germany or in France, you will find, okay, it does have a partner city somewhere in UK, in France, wherever, and they also come together. They want to share ideas. And the question I have is, or let's say other way around, do you remember last time we've been to Copenhagen, IWA? You remember? What was the conclusion out of that? One of them was cooperation.
Cooperation, collaboration.
Cooperation. And I'm still missing the link that we are not cooperative enough with each other.
You mean France and Germany?
No, I mean the water industry at all. And here's the link. It just was a nice story to tell you, okay? Because even on that level, executive level, they do that. And they have contracts. And this contract is law, by the way. This friendship contract between Germany and France is law because both parliaments, they signed for that. But still, I don't see inside the water industry really the cooperation aspect. If you look, for instance, I know that you blame me for that, but if you go to the automotive industry.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
They come together. Daimler and Mercedes are coming together. Yeah, you're laughing, but it's always the same. They are developing.
It's always the same example. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but they develop something. For instance, the Charge Now. And why do they do that? They don't want that someone else is coming with another platform and then they take the lead and they have to follow. Mm-hmm. Where is that in the water industry? I don't see that. I mean, we have so many ideas how you can cooperate together. I mean, you can have joint venture, you can just have exchange of ideas, you can have just, putting projects together and subcontract something, or you're going together for a tender or something like that. Sometimes that happens, right? Because you have to, because you don't have everything in your scope. I'm pretty sure that even here, if you are here in the container, there are multiple companies who are supplying something, and sometimes you have to offer and go for a tender together. But where is really, the cooperation? Where are really, the companies who are inviting startups? We have tons of startups, meanwhile. Why not inviting them together and get a fresh mind, get a fresh idea? Where are the conferences, or let's say the in-house, call it seminars or whatever, where you bring in other companies to get their idea, their technology to fresh it? Where is the cooperation?
That's happening all the time.
I don't see that.
That's really happening all the time. I mean, let me give you two examples.
Okay.
The first example would be Xylem, with the Xylem Innovation Labs, which is meant for exactly that. My second example would be...
Okay. But Xylem, why are they doing that? They do it for a purpose, and we discussed it a couple of times. Why are they having this innovation program? I mean, they want to be the first. If this startup is successful, they want to apply the technology.
Yeah, but you're calling for collaboration. They do collaboration, and then you point them out and say, hey, should they do that?
Yeah, okay. Asylum, they have a program. I know that Ecolab, for instance, they have a similar program, or Kurita in Japan, they have a program.
That was going to be my next example, Kurita.
I'm
just back from Singapore, and in Singapore, I met Imagine H2O, and Imagine H2O is tailoring some specific programs for Kurita, for instance, where they bring together a selection of their portfolio companies, and they bring them in front of Kurita so that they can exchange, so that the startups benefit from the experience from an installed company within that sphere, and of course, Kurita gets a bit of this fresh blood from the startups, fresh ideas.
Okay.
So it's happening.
Yeah, but only you have some lighthouse, call it this way, lighthouse companies who do that because of the sake of the purpose that they want to secure once the issue. But where are the other corporations?
I think it's not a lighthouse topic. I think it is really the systematic way this industry is ticking. I would have said exactly the opposite from what you're saying here, because if you look at how much companies are spending in R&D, look at a company like Suez, Veolia, they spend less than 1% of their top line revenue in R&D.
And what is the percentage you have to invest to be a good company?
There is no absolute rule. What I'm saying is that...
There is an absolute
rule. No. Because the way the industry is working is that they don't need to invest in R&D, assuming that they do exactly what you say they don't do, which I do believe they do, which is to discuss with external company and do like external innovation. I do know that the theory is that you should invest 6 or 8% of your top line revenue in R&D. But if you invest it not in R&D, but in partnership with startups, ecosystems,
but where is that?
As well.
Where is heard.
Everywhere.
But you named the big companies which have the number. Just 2 months ago, you mentioned Salem. They acquired Evoqua, so that means they have deep pockets at the moment, right? So there is some money. But I'm really talking about the mid-sized companies.
So who? Because to my knowledge, and that
the
is,
hundreds we have, for instance, here in Germany and in France,
that is
which
a good
have
example
just
you're
the
giving.
technology.
It's not hundreds, because
There are tons.
we are today at Envirochemie, right?
We are here. Look into that containers.
Okay.
How many suppliers of technology, of different technologies you have here?
No, my point.
Maybe we can find.
I'll let you rant. Let's give
30.
you 30 seconds for give you my points, and then you can rant how much you want. We are at Envirochemie. Envirochemie belongs to Ski on Water.
Sure.
When I was interviewing Reinhard Hübner on that microphone for my podcast, what he told me is that he would be happy to acquire more of the mid-sized company. They just don't exist.
But
so you know the market better than Reinhard.
But that is not what I mean. That is not what I mean. What did Lars in Copenhagen told us? He said they are coming together, research institute, R&D companies, tech companies. They are coming together with utilities, sit together, brainstorm ideas, and then they go out to the market, or everybody goes, follow this way. What you are saying, the example with Reinhard, he's saying, well, yeah, if you have a cool idea, come to me, send me an email, and maybe we acquire you. This is not a kind of cooperation. That is not the kind of cooperation.
If you could just stop distorting what I'm saying sometimes, that would be great. I didn't say that.
That's what you said.
What do the middle company do? I just tell you, from what I hear, the middle company don't exist. That's all my point.
You are saying the middle companies doesn't exist.
No, you have big ones and small ones.
All the companies, which are supplying here, they are either small or big.
Okay,
right?
find me a middle-sized company in what we have here. Find me one.
Find me one?
Yeah.
I don't know. We have here a small ACL company from Italy.
Okay, editor Antoine here. Sorry to interrupt, but I have to give Björn a point because even though he says
I have no clue who that is.
In all fairness, I looked up the company. They are called Emek Pump, and arguably they are a mid-sized company. So forget what I said, and we're back to live.
But how's the cooperation with kind of these companies? It looks like that they supply something for the company,
that's
for the water industry.
I
But
think
go back to the point, and that's why I know that the fresh arrogance guys, he even didn't know the contract, unbelievable. But they are coming together once in a year. All I'm saying is, the Scandinavian model we learned at IWA in Copenhagen is really that they're coming together, that they're open for fresh minds to exchange ideas, not in the purpose to acquire or to merge with another company. Really in terms of cooperation. And I think we should follow this. I know that with your French arrogance.
I think we're doing exactly that, and I think we're doing it too much even. Because I'll tell you what. You've been in sales, you know how that works.
Yeah.
You're preparing for a tender, so you have a consulting engineer which is on that tender, who is consulting and
that is not cooperation. That is not
cooperating. Everybody gives you good ideas, everything. And then you have 2-3 years where you're just writing specs. And once
but that is not cooperation. That is not fresh ideas.
Just because everybody is bringing their ideas on the table, and there are too much ideas on the table.
That is what you are describing is that the purchasing department and the sales is going and say, hey, buy my pipe, hey, buy my valve. That is not cooperation. That is not
purchasing.
Exchanging ideas.
It has nothing to. Björn, can you stop?
Antoine, come on.
It has nothing to do with purchasing.
It has totally, because you are educating
Björn,
just one department.
Can you stop just distorting whatever I'm saying? I'm saying that. Let's take your favorite example, a micropollutant treatment plant. Mm-hmm. When you have a micropollutant treatment plant, long before we speak of any kind of purchasing, an engineering bureau is going to go to all the companies and say, what are your ideas? What would you do? Can you help me write my specs? That lasts 3 years. There is no sales involved. There is no purchasing involved.
And you are saying that is a kind of cooperation we are looking for?
Of course it is.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying we're looking for, I'm saying it's existing and it is too much. Because then you end up with Frankenstein, where everybody has given their idea and then it doesn't resemble anything that could be achievable.
Please kill me.
Or even
it looks really that he has no clue about cooperation. I'm really struggling with this guy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We should invite the Scandinavian guys back, right? And they should teach you again. I mean, coming together, having just ideas how to solve something, bringing ideas, technologies, as we have, for instance, on the conference.
All the time.
No, it's not. It was a purpose of selling something. If you go to Envirochemie here to the procurement department and say, I have the best pipe in the world because I want to get rid of these, that is not cooperation.
Not at all.
Come on.
That's not the point.
But that's what you said.
Last month, because it's live, it's not recorded, guys. I was in Australia. Just coming back. So when I was in Australia, I've met with companies where I will never sell anything to them, some of the one I met, and they will never sell anything to me. But they are working on the same project I do work, and they are working on the same problems I do work. So we are cooperating. They come with ideas for on-site water reuse, they come with ideas for water reclamation, they come for ideas for this kind of stuff, which goes in the middle of a mining site. And it is cooperation. Because they have no clue about the part I have a clue about, and I have no clue about the part they are experts in. So we are coming together and we are cooperating. Björn, I'm sorry for you if in that industry you never had that experience of cooperation. I can present you people which are already cooperating. You'll see it's a safe space. It's a great industry which is working together.
I think the issue is that you have maybe with your mentality, you have a different aspect for a corporation as all others have. Maybe I'm more on the Scandinavian side as you with your French perspective that you always want to sell something because you have or you want to acquire someone.
Let me repeat what I just said. I didn't look for acquiring or selling anything. It was pure cooperation. There are problems which we can solve if we team up. That's happening. We didn't wait for you to advise
But then
us.
I'm happy that you had the experience. But I know so many others.
It's happening every day.
No, it's not.
happening
How
every
can
day.
how can you say that it happens all over the day?
How can I say? Because I'm seeing it, and it is true.
Yeah, but you are so long just with the big corporates. I think the smaller and the mid-sized companies a little bit better. And I can tell you, they were never invited to get the ideas. Only if they have to sell something or whatever.
I'm working every day with 10 to 30 people companies. So that means if they work with me, and by the way, come work with me, they have a good collaboration experience. So I don't get your point.
Okay, if you don't get my point, it's a very sad story.
No, it's sad for you.
No, it's not sad for me, but let's say we have a different perspective and we can agree that we disagree on that. I would like to see that more. And even IWA Copenhagen, you was on that point from Lars and from all the others, we were saying, well, cooperation is the thing we need more. And you was the first thing raised your hand, yes, we do.
For utilities, that's the thing which I don't understand because I would say the small and the water industry part, is cooperating by default just because we don't own the full vertical. So we have to cooperate one way or the other in any kind of the
True.
Utilities don't do that. Utilities live in their own world, which sometimes can be pretty close. There are exceptions, and they are great utilities which are also collaborating. But it is by far not the rule. You will hear, oh yeah, cool idea, but I'm doing my job for 40 years, so don't tell me what I should be changing. There, I would be with you. If you say that utilities shall be cooperating more, which is what Lars was saying in AWA, and that's why I was surprised.
No, Lars was from the utility,
exactly.
but he was saying
because
that
hearing that from a utility was
just one point. We had also DHI on our booth, which was saying, well, they are also part of this kind of cooperation. They are industry, clearly.
And they already do it, so there's nothing more to do.
Yeah, but that was a Scandinavian model. I think, and that is, I stand my point, we don't see that enough in our industry. We should do more. And we should take an example on the German Franco contract between our countries. Happy anniversary, Antoine, to our friendship.